You will see massive changes this week on the brands that show up on your social feeds as e-commerce has gone through a very large disruption as a result of the Trump executive orders over the weekend. And it's not the 25% tariff on Canadian and Mexican made goods or the 10% on Chinese made goods. It's the ending of Section 321. What is Section 321? Why does it matter? So if you travel outside the United States and then return with items you purchased overseas, you do not have to pay tariffs on that thanks to Section 321, which says that any US person could bring in up to $800 of goods per day and pay no tariffs on it. This also works if you get a shipment in from overseas. So for example, if you buy something or your cousin ships you something, as long as it's under $800, you don't have to pay any tariffs. This has been massively exploited. It's the business case for Temu and Shein. They fill entire planes worth of goods every single day. It's actually 4 million packages a day at this point that come into the United States and pay zero tariffs because they're each individually packaged to an end customer. So while the entire plane is worth millions of dollars worth of goods, each individual package is under $800, therefore none of them have to pay tariffs. So a lot of US e-commerce brands, about 25% of the largest Shopify brands, use this to some degree or another. They either ship directly from China, but more often what they do is they set up warehouses just over the border in Mexico, in Tijuana usually, or in Canada, often in Toronto and Vancouver. They store the goods there and then ship them into the US, and they're shipping a truckload at a time, but since each shipment is under $800, as you now know, you don't have to pay any customs on it. The Trump executive order ends that effective Tuesday. That means that each of those packages need to pay customs, which means the recipient is going to either get a bill or the shipper, the brand, has to pay for it. But maybe even worse than just paying the tariff is the process of bringing it in right now is very streamlined. They don't have to do what's called a formal entry, and most of the items are not inspected. If the government requires a formal entry for each individual package, that adds a cost that could be as much as $20 or more per package, which would end that program. Therefore, all the brands that have those warehouses in southern Canada or northern Mexico are trying to move into US 3PLs right now, move their goods in bulk, just ship within the US to avoid having to pay all those costs. This is causing a big disruption, so lots of brands are probably not going to be marketing right now as they figure out what to do. And if you're one of those brands affected, my company is called ShipHero. Our software is in over 1,000 buildings in the United States for 3PL. So if you're looking for a 3PL to move to and you would like some advice, please reach out. I'm happy to play connector, and I'm sorry for the disruption. Thanks for watching. I'll follow up.